Gotta give me one of these.
She's a nut. Just
So high.
I didn't say so. I said give me.
Haas, thank you so much for bringing your lovely M4 on the channel.
My pleasure.
I don't know much about BMWs. I'm more of a Porsche guy, but I know I do like them. That's for a start. And yeah, this is like the first M4 that we've got on the channel, and I would love to feature more cars like this. So yeah, thanks a lot for coming down.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Before we start, just tell me a bit about yourself and how you got this car.
So it was actually an interesting story. So I had a BMW 540 before this, and obviously the pandemic came across, and the dealership started to ask for more cars because obviously the shortage due to the microchips.
Yeah.
So they came up to me and said, "We'll take your car and we'll give you 7.5 grand on top."
Okay.
Difficult to refuse.
Yeah.
Not knowing that I'll actually find it really difficult to find a replacement.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of choices before this. Initially, I actually went for a Porsche, came in GTS.
Yeah.
I was on the waiting list for 6 months. I thought I can't wait any longer, I needed
Yeah.
a car. Went for an RSQ3, test drove that, it was quite interesting. Big size car, practical as well,
Yeah.
but there was something missing.
Right. I do like the RSQ3s.
It is a nice car.
Yeah.
Something was missing. There was that bit of oomph that was missing
Yeah.
for me. Went then for an M240.
Okay.
Had that on order, and then the dealer came back to me and said, the iDrive has gone to iDrive 8. We're bumping up the price, and we've taken some of the options away. So I said, no, I don't really, I'm not going for that. And he said, okay, how about I offer you an M4? And I thought, there's no way I'd be able to afford an M4.
Yeah.
Gave me a massive deal. And the price difference monthly is from the M240 to the M4. I just had to do it.
Sick. So, so you financed this car?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you spec this yourself, or
I
was?
did. Yeah. So they had a slot available, which
Yeah.
was perfect for me. So the car would have arrived after 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So I just bit his hand, to be honest.
So how long have you had the car? About 2
I've had
years?
it for about a year and a bit now. So November, just over a year ago now,
Yeah.
is when I actually bought it. Yeah.
So what made you want to modify it straight away? I mean, like, it's come straight out of the factory pretty much as awesome as it is.
To be honest, when I first laid my eyes on it, I said, I'm not touching this car. There's
Yeah.
nothing I'm going to do to it. And then you start looking at forums.
Yeah,
And that's the worst thing you can probably
If
do.
you're a petrol head, eventually the bug will get you, won't it?
Exactly. So at first I was like, okay, I'll just do some slight modifications and that will be it.
Yeah.
But to be honest, the one thing I did not like about the car was how it sounded stock.
Right.
It just wasn't M type sound.
Yeah.
So the exhaust was the first thing I had to do.
Yeah.
And since then I haven't looked back. The music has gone off, listening to the tones of the exhaust.
So what exhaust do you have on this?
So I've got a Remus exhaust, so OPF back.
Okay.
Didn't want to go too crazy.
Yeah.
I can always extend it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But it sounds absolutely amazing.
Jeez. So I guess when it comes to like styling wise,
Yes.
like there's a lot of carbon
Yes.
on this car. So what came as standard and what did you add?
So the only standard carbon on the exterior is the roof.
Right.
And that's when I started to think, do you know what, everything else was black, so I needed to add it a bit more.
Yeah.
First started with this front splitter actually, and then went with the side skirts, and then the rear
nice.
spoiler and splitter.
Yeah.
And then obviously the bonnet canards as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the fin on top of the
You don't worry about scraping against curbs, especially with their front splitter.
I know, to be honest, I've had to take curbs a lot slower, bumps a lot slower
Yeah.
as well. So it's been, an interesting journey, to be honest with you.
Nice. So so what's it like as a sort of driving machine? Because they do say BMWs are the ultimate driving machine, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And so how have you found sort of transitioning into this, and what's its handling like?
So because it's now my daily,
Yeah.
so I've pretty much experienced every single type of weather,
Yeah.
different types of roads, between obviously B roads, A roads, country lanes,
Yeah,
and that's where
yeah,
obviously
yeah,
you
yeah.
start to have a lot of fun in the country lanes.
Yeah.
Handles fantastic because it's the X-Drive model.
Oh, I was going to say, because they did come with 2 and 4-wheel drive.
Yes, that's correct.
And you can switch the 2-wheel drive off, right?
Yes.
And just go straight to 4-wheel
Absolutely,
drive. Yeah.
absolutely, and that's where you have a bit of fun as well.
Do you ever switch it? Like
I do when I'm feeling a bit
Feeling
brave.
brave.
exactly. Weather permitting, of course.
Yeah.
When I first got it, I didn't realise putting it in M2 hadn't changed the options around,
Yeah.
and I went round about sideways. So I thought no.
And he is quickly back on 4-wheel.
Exactly. But a lot of fun, absolutely a lot of fun.
And what tyres are you running with these wheels? Are these wheels the standard wheels, by the way?
So the wheels were black, and I wanted something different. I kept the wheels black for about a year. I was starting to get a bit bored of it, so I went for the gold wheels.
Told you, man. It's
a bug.
It's a pit, man.
Honestly. But yeah, the gold wheels I thought stood out a little bit,
Yeah,
bit more.
they do look nice. Yeah.
But the tyres are actually Michelin Pilot's 4S's.
Okay. Is that what they come with?
They came actually standard.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
So I was part of the lucky group because not everyone actually gets a Pilot 4S's.
Right.
Some people actually get the Pirellis, and that's when they start to
Yeah,
complain
yeah.
a little bit.
Cool. So what sort of power are these pushing out? Because it's a 3-litre straight 6, isn't it?
Straight 6, and it's stock between 505 to 515.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice. That is nice.
So it is a lot of power.
Yeah,
Definitely a lot of
that's
power.
why you need the X-Drive, right?
Absolutely.
It's interesting that because the previous BMW M cars, they never came with 4-wheel drive. It's just this model upwards, isn't it? Because
I believe it's this model upwards, yeah.
Right,
That's
okay,
correct,
taking
yeah.
a leaf out of Audi's old book, huh?
Yeah, so they've gone with the X-Drive and they actually softened the suspension as well. So if
Yeah.
you compare it to the previous generation, the F82s, it was a lot harder drive. So that's why I can actually daily this car.
Right, yeah. Nice. And what is this colour called?
So this is Isle of Man green.
Right.
I'd actually never seen this colour before in
Yeah.
person. So it was actually a nice shock. When
I love how it, I think I can see why you went for the gold wheels, because the green and gold, they do complement each other quite well, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. So it glistens in the sun, which is actually quite nice. as
Yeah,
well, so.
yeah. Anyway, Hass, thank you so much for coming on the channel
pleasure.
again. Honestly, I want to get more cars. I want to get more BMWs, some Audi, some Volkswagens. I love Porsches, but yeah, it'd be so nice to get cars like this and people like yourself as well, because we're all here. We're all petrol heads.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So yeah, thanks again.
My pleasure.
And
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, man.
Gonna give me one of these.
The nut will set so high.
I didn't say so.